to Kansas, gateway to Oz. Under the rainbow, this is where it was. Hollyhocks and red ripe tomatoes, hand-churned homemade ice cream. Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes. It's the best part of Dorothy's dream.
Today on Around Kansas, join us for a story about Phil Epp, a Kansas artist with worldwide recognition. Then join us as we get ready for the 65th annual Eskridge Rodeo. Next, we'll have a poem from Ron Wilson, and we'll end with a look at the story behind the clothesline. Stay with us. Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com. This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. Good morning, I'm Frank.
I'm Deb.
And this is Around Kansas. If you've just joined us, this is a program about people, places, and things that make Kansas a great place.
And there's a lot of them.
Yes.
So send us your ideas if you've got some story ideas. If you're a great person, place, or thing and would like to share that with us, just let us know. And you can find us on Facebook, and I think we're on Twitter. Are we on Twitter?
Yes, we are.
I think we are, because Carla Hall does that, doesn't she? I think she even operates my Twitter account. If you follow me on Twitter, that's because Carla does it, because I don't know how to tweet. But,
Yeah. So
but I'm sure on Facebook.
So what have you been up to?
Oh gosh, it's been we've been crazy out there. You know, the weather's been crazy in western Kansas.
Yeah.
Oh, God bless the farmers and ranchers this year with the hail and the storms, and it's just been insane.
Yeah.
And you know, Dr. Jakes at the Wakini Sale Barn, and Wakini got so hit so hard in that hailstorm a couple of weeks ago, and just devastating. I mean, just so many people that had vehicles torn up, and it was just devastating. But the weather this whole season, you know, we had, I think we talked about it last time, a lot of friends who lost crops to the hail back at the first part of July. And, you know, it's been floods and famines and fires and plagues. And I mean, the fires this year. I mean, it's really been a tough year on farmers and ranchers this year. So,
well, probably not going to change
Probably not going to change. That's just the way things are. The way things are. And speaking of farming and ranching, we've got a couple of events coming up that are really relevant to that. We've got the 150th of the Chisholm Trail coming up at Abilene. Their big weekend is Labor Day weekend. And as if there weren't enough to do Labor Day weekend, you've also got the Eskridge Rodeo, and this is the 65th year of the Eskridge Rodeo.
That's good rodeo.
It's an awesome rodeo, and that beautiful town in the middle of the Flint Hills. I mean, Eskridge, we've talked about that before. Such a pretty town. It's such a pretty drive. No matter how you drive to get there, no matter which direction you're coming from, it is a beautiful drive.
It's an especially beautiful drive if you're on a motorcycle. I mean, it's fun because all of the, especially if you go the various times of the year and see the changes. So anyway,
you do get fall color there. There's some areas you don't get as much, but you do get some really pretty fall color there. And this year it's been so green. You know, it's just we've had so much rain that it's been so green. So make plans to go to Eskridge because that's going to be awesome. I was just looking to see if I could tell you when the events actually start at Eskridge. So the rodeo on Saturday, September 2nd, and Sunday, September 3rd, both nights, 7 o'clock in the Eskridge Rodeo Arena.
Hey, I know. Why don't I do a story on it?
Why don't you, Frank?
I think I will.
Brilliant.
Hey.
That's brilliant. I know. Let's put beer in bottles. That's brilliant, too.
Okay. It's early in the morning, folks.
I got some cool stories for you, Frank. You just wait.
Okay.
You got one cool story. I got a bunch of cool stories. Stay with us.
Valley Vet Supply is devoted to providing information and professional quality products at reasonable prices.
Valley Vet Supply.
Welcome to the Jerry Thomas Gallery, where we feature my renowned artwork, frontier military, and Native American artifacts. Behind me, you see one of the paintings that are featured in the gallery. In the gallery, we not only try to feature the historical aspect, but also the artwork and the artifacts that go into the painting. Captured in the painting is some beautiful storm clouds, and the idea came from Homer Wheeler himself. He wrote in Buffalo Trails years later that a giant storm came up and the wind and hail obliterated the trail of his scattered cattle. So how I created the painting was I used the artifacts that you see here in the gallery and incorporated it to the chaps on his person and also the rope and the saddle and the tack on the horse to create the lifelike aspect of Lost Trail.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Regenerative Medicine Center. Your stem cells, your health, your life. The director actually let us come back. Hello again. So
He was
anyway, this is
desperate.
Around Kansas. I'm Frank, she's Deb, and
He was desperate, and Michael was desperate. So yeah, here we are back again.
yeah.
Well, like Frank said at the beginning, we like sharing the people, places, and things that make Kansas a phenomenal place. And phenomenal artists, there's no end, Frank. There's no end.
Well, but what you got to think about Kansas and all of the various landscapes and the sky and it is just something that artists just can't resist.
You mean flat Kansas?
Yeah.
Yeah. For all those people who think Kansas is flat, you know, we've got vistas, but it's not flat. And one of the artists that captures those vistas, I have to say, his work is breathtaking. I'll never forget the first one I ever saw of his work, and it is stunning. And that's Phil Epp, and he's recognized all over the world. And I was checking Facebook the other day, and he was shipping a painting off to Malta. I don't even know where Malta is.
Malt? Oh, yeah, Malta. Yeah,
Malta.
okay.
Yeah.
And you say, well, Dairy Queen's got them, but
I don't think he's shipping paintings to Dairy Queen.
no.
Let's take a look
Sorry.
at this amazing artist. Phil Epp has been painting for more than 40 years. A graduate of Bethel College in Newton, his work is carried by galleries in Chicago, Santa Fe, and Kansas City. Phil's dramatic paintings of land and big skies are filled with billowing cloud formations, wind-swept prairies, and empty deserts. Phil told one of his galleries, "They celebrate the naive, the simple, the pure, the unspoiled, and the spiritual." For his indoor pieces, Phil works in acrylic, using up to 16 layers to achieve the brilliance of his images. Phil's paintings have been purchased by collectors in 40 states, as well as by collectors in Japan and Europe. Phil also works a great deal on outdoor installations, creating monumental pieces in ceramic tile for corporate and civic commissions. Recently, he completed 6 tile totems for City Hall in Olathe. Each totem measures 17 by 4 feet tall, and when viewed together, create a landscape of unusual depth and brilliance. Phil has completed large commissioned works for Samuel Goldwyn Jr., the American Royal, Sheridan Corporation, and numerous others. He has also been featured in the Kansas City Star and the magazine Southwest Art. In 1986, Phil was selected as Kansas Governor's Artist. In 1996, Nancy Kassebaum hosted an exhibition of his paintings in Washington, D.C. He has worked with the National Park Trust and the Heartland Arts Consortium in Manhattan. His awards are numerous and rightfully so. Just like the landscape he captures, his scenes simply take your breath away.
Ag Promo Source is a unique group of marketing specialists with one mission: help your ag business grow. Each affiliate has their own area of expertise, and they work together to bring you advice, products, and services. To get started, visit agpromosource.com. Ag Promo Source. Together we grow.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas Corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
Tarwater Farm and Home has been family owned and operated since its beginning in 1978. What you need for farm and agriculture, lawn and garden, clothing and footwear, and so much more. You'll be surprised at what you'll find in this huge store. They have what you need and lots of it. So come take a look. You'll discover that customer service is first and foremost. Always has been with the Tarwaters. Tarwater Farm and Home, 4107 North Topeka Boulevard.
Clyde Sutton, Nest City, Kansas. Lived on this place all my life. About a year and a half ago, got to where I couldn't saddle a horse. The pain was terrible. Read about stem cell. First it wasn't for me, then they started doing neck and back. Before I went down to Manhattan, the pain I was having from my neck down to my hand was curling my hand back. Some people had thought I almost had a stroke, and my shoulder had drawed up. I couldn't lift, I couldn't sleep, I really couldn't do anything, and was scheduled to be operated on, but was scared of the knife, I guess. Went and had it done. As you can see, I saddled a horse. I'm still building fence. Love to shoot a shotgun rifle, and I'm able to participate, not like I used to, but nevertheless I can do the things I used to do. And I want to personally thank the doctors, nurses, staff at Kansas Regenerative Medicine for the opportunity they give me to have my life back again.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Soybean Commission. Progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Well, despite Frank's behavior, they did let him come back too, and so he's got a really cool story about the Eskridge barbecue and rodeo and all the fun things you can do down at Eskridge. And
Yeah.
they actually let you come to Eskridge too, Frank.
Oh, yeah.
You've not been banned from too many places now.
No. Usually, when I ride the Flint Hills on the motorcycle, that's a place that I stop, because you go through town and there are a couple little restaurants there, and then there's a park and you can kind of rest there a little bit and then head off into the rest of the tour.
Used to be, I haven't been to Eskridge in, well, it's been a few months. Really cool antique store there.
Yeah.
It's a pretty sizable antique store, and nice little grocery store. Just a wonderful town. But the best thing is the people. You know, just like all our other favorite places in Kansas. The best things, people.
Yeah, and the thing is you. Eskridge always seems to get hit with weather before we do. It's like, well, it's in Eskridge, and you go, okay, half hour, it'll be here. But nevertheless.
Thank you, Eskridge, for taking the hit.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeehaw! If you love the sights, sounds, and smells of a rodeo, stop what you're doing and mark your calendar right now for the upcoming 65th Annual Eskridge Labor Day Rodeo on Saturday, September 2nd and Sunday, September 3rd. Both nights start at 7 p.m. in the Eskridge Rodeo Arena. This is entertainment for your whole family, so plan now on making a day trip to the 2nd and 3rd of September, the weekend of Labor Day, to Eskridge, Kansas. You and your whole family will not be disappointed. Sanctioned by the United Rodeo Association and MRCA, the Eskridge Rodeo is provided with stock by the C.R. McKellips Rodeo Company. The rodeo will feature bareback and saddle bronc riding, steer mugging, calf roping, cowgirls, barrel racing, and breakaway roping, and everybody's favorite, bull riding. Advance tickets are available at Rush Inn Convenience Store and the Eskridge Market. Adult tickets are $10, children 6 to 12 are $7, and kids 5 and under are free. No matter where you are in Kansas, Eskridge is easy to get to. It's in Wabaunsee County along the Native Stone Scenic Byway on Highway K4 south of I-70. Founded in 1869, the town is rich in history and prides itself as being the gateway to the Flint Hills. So grab your boots and cowboy hat and map out your route to Eskridge for the 65th Annual Labor Day Rodeo on Saturday, September 2nd, Sunday, September 3rd. Come on now, let's rodeo. Fort Wallace stood on the frontier in the midst of the Plains Indians Wars on a major stage route and rail line. Beside the 1865 stagecoach station, a modern museum with thousands of artifacts tell that story, like the fossil of a 40-foot plesiosaur is suspended from the ceiling. Located on Highway 40 midway between Hayes and Colorado Springs, the Fort Wallace Museum is as welcome a sight today as the fort itself in the 1860s. Discover the fightingest fort in the West.
I will take action against herbicide-resistant weeds. I will know my weeds, and I will stop them before they go to seed. I will do whatever it takes to give my crops the upper hand, and I will use multiple herbicide sites of action because every action counts. I will take action, this time for all time.
As fourth-generation farmers themselves, Heinen Brothers Ag Service understands the risk and rewards of farming. So when it comes to quality aerial and ground application, fertilizer, ag chemicals, and anhydrous ammonia, call Heinen Brothers Ag today, 800-760-4964.
The new Better Horses Network is worldwide. Presented by Lucas Oil. Featuring worldwide radio and TV with iconic hosts like Al Dunning, Sharon Camarillo, Ernie Rodina, Lindy Birch, and Craig Cameron. With American Cowboy, Horse and Rider, Brushy Creek, Cavenders, and Ride TV. Worldwide radio and TV. The all-new Better Horses Network.
Soil is the life of a farm, and for 25 years, SureCrop Liquid Crop Nutrition has helped growers produce abundant quality crops while preserving and improving the soils they steward. SureCrop offers complete soil and plant analysis with cropping recommendations, delivery direct to your on-farm storage, and quality crop nutrition custom blended for your field. Choose SureCrop for the assurance of excellence for your soil. Call today or visit their website for more information. This segment brought to you by Kansas Grain Sorghum, growers working together. Find out more at ksgrainsorghum.org.
A cowboy has a lot of dirty, messy jobs, and oftentimes that involves the south end of a cow going north. But when we're sorting cattle, there's a very important job, and that is the job of the gate man. It's kind of a thankless job because he has to make some split-second decisions. In his honor, this poem is entitled, The Gate Man. There are certain thankless jobs that you encounter in this life, like a policeman given parking tickets, or perhaps the farmer's wife who is sent to town for parts. Oh, it's about yay big. We don't know the model number, but it looks like a thingamajig. Those jobs are truly thankless, but among the cowboy clan, there is no job so thankless as that of the gate man. When we go to sorting cattle, then the gate man's simple job is to open and shut the gate when we separate the mob. But that task ain't nearly as simple as it sounds. He must decide in a split second with chaos all around. He may have angry steers a-barreling straight toward him, or a crazy cow that will dodge or jump or kick upon a whim. He gets splattered by manure and have the gate tore from his hand, but he must do the job just right to meet the boss's demand. His head may be spinning from the contrary directions about. One cowboy says to stop the calf, and the other says turn him out. So the gate man's job is thankless, but he can always protect his fate by saying to his critics, all right, it's your turn to man the gate. Happy trails.
Brought to you in part by the 65th Annual Eskridge Labor Day Rodeo, September 2nd and 3rd. If you love rodeo, mark your calendar right now for the 65th Annual Labor Day Rodeo in Eskridge, September 2nd and 3rd at 7 p.m. This is entertainment for your whole family, calf roping, steer mugging, barrel racing, and more. Now let's rodeo. Buffalo Bill Cody earned his legendary title in Oakley. Bring the family and come celebrate Oakley's pioneering history and unique geography at two sites, the Buffalo Bill Cultural Center and the Fick Fossil Museum. Cody's statue marks his achievements and welcomes visitors to the Cultural Center. The Fick Fossil Museum houses world-class fossils and artifacts. You'll find Oakley at the hub of U.S. Highways 83 and 40 and I-70. Stop for the legend. Stay for the day. Discover Oakley. Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.
KFRM is one of the largest farm radio stations in the nation, dedicated to informing and entertaining rural listeners from northern Oklahoma to southwestern Nebraska. You can catch KFRM in many ways. Of course, 550 on the AM dial, streaming at kfrm.com, or on your smartphone by going to the TuneIn Radio app, or on Ag AM in Kansas on Tuesdays and Facebook every day of the week. KFRM, tune us in. You'll be glad you did.
This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter. And here we are again on Around Kansas. So,
I have a riveting story for you, Frank.
I know I can hardly wait for this one. But
So, the clothesline. So, we actually have a clothesline at the house.
uh-huh.
And, I mean, we've got a dryer, but I got to go out and hang, I got to go out. Yeah, I got to go out and hang clothes on the line the other day. I had some big quilts and stuff I didn't want to put in the dryer. And it was one of those nice days where the wind was not, gale force, blowing stuff across, and the dust wasn't coming from the fields or the road too badly. And it was just a really beautiful day to hang out clothes on the line. Yeah. And it just took me back to being a kid.
Did you ever get in trouble for running through the clothes on the clothesline?
We all did that. We did that. That's probably a memory a lot of kids don't have anymore, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, the house that we've lived in now for over 30 years, when we bought it, it actually had a clothesline out back. And thing is, it was one of the last ones in the neighborhood. Now, we didn't use it, but then one day I thought, well, I'm going to take this thing down. So I had no idea how much cement holds those things up. But anyway, those clotheslines moved around the neighborhood, and they're at the house behind me now.
Really?
Yeah. They replanted them, and they don't use them, but the clotheslines are there.
Well, you never know when you
Birds
might
love
need
them.
one. You never know. You might just need a clothesline. Let's take a look. It was a perfect summer day on the High Plains. Hot, but not excessively so. Windy, but not blowing barrels across the yard. It was the perfect day to hang out laundry. We have a dryer and thus have no need of the clothesline. We have been so far behind on mowing because of all the events we have been involved in that I was afraid to get near the clothesline and the tall grass if I had wanted to use it. But once there was a path cleared and I had some quilts that needed to be washed, I took advantage of that rare perfect day to hang them outside. Is there anything more beautiful than clean laundry on a clothesline on a perfect day? Granny washed clothes on Tuesdays. Her wringer washer sat on the porch, and she filled tubs of water from the spigot out front, heated them on the wood stove in the kitchen. Her laundry hamper was an appliance box, left over no doubt from one of Daddy's jobs. Granny covered it in green floral wallpaper, and I thought it the cleverest idea in the world. Wash day was an all-day affair, and the glorious fruits of her efforts were all those clean sheets and towels hanging from the line. If it rained, Granny hung the laundry upstairs in the loft over the kitchen. There were lines stretched across it, too. There was a vent cut in the floor just above the kitchen stove, so hanging clothes out in the summer could be pretty steamy, but in the winter it was perfect. One of those Tuesdays that it rained, I went with Grandpa to the store to get wash powders. The storekeeper asked, "Surely Maggie's not going to wash clothes today. It's raining." Grandpa replied, "I reckon she would wash clothes on Tuesday if the house was burning down." Granny giggled when I told her that. I told everything. My clothesline in Kansas, 1,000 miles away from that spot and 1,000 years in time, takes me back. I bury my face in the quilt and fill my lungs with the smell of grass and sky, old quilts, and precious memories.
And we're going away. I'm Frank.
I'm Deb.
And we'll see you somewhere around Kansas. Closed captioning brought to you by Ag Promo Source. Together we grow. Learn more at agpromosource.com.
Oh, this is where it was. Hollyhocks and red ripe tomatoes. Hand-churned homemade ice cream. Let me tell you, Kansas is more than tornadoes. We're the best part